What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis. This is TWA Motorsports, and yes, today we're gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna try a product. I've actually had it for a really long time. I bought it back when I had my ZR1, and I have never used it, and that is a dragy. Now, I'm sure you guys are relatively familiar with it, but I have not used it yet, so I'm gonna be kind of eking my way through this video. But here's my curiosity. I wanna know how fast this thing is in the form that it's in. So there's really not a whole lot done to this, guys. It's obviously lowered. That's gonna have really not a lot of bearing on how quick it is. It is a 4.8 truck. It has a set of long tube headers, and it has like some sort of really crappy exhaust. Let's call it dual Flowmasters. It look like little bitty mufflers. But I really wanted to start this before I did anything to it. But the only thing computer tuning wise it's had is I turned the rear O2s off because there's no catalytic converters, and I was sick of looking at the service engine light. So there's been nothing done to it other than the long tubes, stock 4.8, stock intake. Obviously we put some new intake gaskets on it, got the oil pressure sender working, but no mods other than those. And so my curiosity is, what are we going to gain by doing some of the stuff that I want to do? Now, I'm not planning on throwing a ton of performance mods at this. I really am not. But at the same time, I am going to put a few things on. I have electric fans that I want to put on. I want to see what kind of gain we get from that. And then I also have a cold air intake and an aftermarket filter that I would like to put in. And it's really just a tube and then a better filter. So before I do any of those things, and that's kind of the starting point. Like I said, I don't foresee me doing a lot to this, but this is my son's daily. I don't want to break it. I don't want it to be a race car, but I wanted to see kind of where we were at. And I thought it'd be kind of a cool video to show you guys. So the dragy, guys, I'll list it in the description down below. It's just this little box here. And so this pairs via Bluetooth to your phone. And then besides that, I got a mount. I've actually had this for a while, this RAM mount, and I'll try to list this in the description as well. But this, I'm hoping we can put on the glass and get it kind of aimed to where I want it, because you have to use your phone. I don't have the ability to put at least it, and let me know in the comments if you guys know, but I don't think you can pair it with your GoPro, even though the GoPro has Bluetooth capability. I don't think that you can do that. So either way, I cleaned this thing up last night, so it's looking somewhat decent. I still need to paint correct some stuff, but let's see if we can get this thing mounted somewhere where it's maybe not like right in my view. And I'll probably have to have two hands for that, but this kind of a neat little deal. It suction mounts down. This is from RAM as well. This is two separate pieces. I had this for back when I had my little Ruckus, just to get mile per hour, and then like GPS, and have my phone like kind of set up where I didn't have to pull it out of my pocket. But anyway, let's see. I'm gonna put the camera down, see if I can get this like suction cup to the glass real quick, and then we'll see if I can put my phone in it and see where we need to go from there. So I think what we've got there will work. I tried to put it up a little closer. I don't know, we'll just have to see. But then you open the app on your phone and connect the dragy, which I don't know. We're gonna try to leave it right here. It's magnetized, but there's really nothing that's metal in this truck. So it's updating satellite info. So what it's going to give me, I've got it set to like 0 to 60 and then like the quarter mile. I don't know that this thing won't shut off, because I'm pretty sure it has a 99 mile per hour speed limiter. So we'll try to get out in an area, obviously, that's not, around any people, travel down to Mexico. But once we get this open, I think all we have to do is click on the video, the little video icon, and then set this thing in our holder up here. See, I've got it here, and like I said, I don't know whether I'll be able to. I'm hoping what I can do is hit the record button here. So if you go to, first of all, you don't know which way it's going to be, but if you have this here, if you go to the little video icon up in the corner, it goes to upside down, of course, but then you have the ability to flip it over, which is nice, so I didn't have to move it back and forth. But we're going to give it a shot here, start this thing up, let it kind of warm up, and then we're going to go for a rip and see. I may move this thing around to, once I get out on the road, to kind of see which way it's pointing, but I don't know whether I'm going to be able to overlay the dragy footage over what I'm doing. I'm not going to film both. Like, I'm not going to film here with the GoPro and this. So what I may do is, once I get out to where I'm going to go and the truck gets warmed up, is switch over to this video to show you guys the results. And I may do it a couple times just to get, an idea, but it's like about 48 degrees. We're at a D8 of about 760, I think, which will show, I think, in the overlay. But let's go see if we can give it a try. So I'm not sure if it's because it's cloudy, but I'm not getting a good satellite signal. So for a second it worked and it was showing me the mile per hour that I was going. But the other thing, guys, is it wasn't working finding a satellite. So I thought, well, since it's magnetized, I put it on the top of the truck. You know, the roof of this truck is paint's kind of jacked up anyway, so it doesn't really bother me. But I've got to find an area where I can get a decent signal. It just seems like it's very particular on where, at least where I'm at, what's going on there. So I'm gonna try to move it to another direction. It seemed like when I was going east and west, it was working good, but then when I turned, it quit. So I'm not really sure if that has something to do with it, but we're just gonna have to, I guess, keep playing with it and see. Let me know in the comments if you guys have had this issue with these things. Like I said, I've never used it. It seems like it works for a second when I first start it up, and then it quits. So like if I hit record now, oh, now it wants to work. Okay. I don't know, maybe that's the issue. I don't know, guys. Anyway, all right, the truck's definitely warm now from driving around forever, but we're gonna give it a shot and see if we can run a quarter mile pass. At this point, I'm on my way back. Got it to work. Took a little bit, and almost like once it connected, it's like it's really connected. So I didn't have any issues after I finally got it to connect, and it's still on the hood up there, which is not my, you know, preferred placement, but that hood is still messed up. We haven't got the other hood yet, but I'm gonna show you guys the videos and then we'll talk about it. But before I show you the video, go down there and tell me what you think this truck ran in the quarter mile. And now let's take a look at the videos. Well, were you guys close with your guesses on this thing? Now, look, ultimately we started off really slow with the 16-second pass, and this thing, if you guys hear it popping, I ran them almost back to back, so it's making some noise, when a car sets after running it hard. But anyway, when I ran that 1607 or whatever it was, I thought, man, this thing is a turd. And I never thought it was I didn't think it was going to be a blistering fast truck and run like a 10-second pass or something, but I was hoping for a 15. But as we went, it seemed like things got a little better. And so that best video that you guys saw, I think the second one was a 15.8. The next one was a 15.7, then a 15.8, and then a 15.44. But on that 15.44 run, I kind of rolled off a little bit because I was getting a little bit of tire spin when I was doing those other ones. So I think that had something to do with it. But either way, for a truck that is a stock 4.8 with the only thing done to it is long tubes, and I'm not even going to consider that exhaust as like helping anything other than making it loud. I don't really think it has much performance gain there. I think a majority of the gain would be in the long tubes. Let me know what you guys have. If you have taken I'd like to know like regular cab step sides, because I know the step side's a little lighter than the fleet side bed. So, but either way, if you guys post in the description, I'd love to know what you either ran on your dragy, if you have one of these things, or if you took it to the track and actually got a time at the track. I'd love to know what you guys are running in a similar configuration, you know, close to stock, maybe dropped or with some wheels. You know, these wheels aren't very light, so that doesn't help things. I actually think it'd be a little faster on a set of 17s. I really think, guys, just some tweaking on the tune and some, I don't know if you guys noticed in the video, but the transmission shifts so terrible in this. It's not snappy at all. I think like firming up those shifts and quickening them up, as well as maybe a 17-inch tire, I really think this thing would run like a 14.9 in the quarter. So, you know, that's respectable for what it is. You know, it's a truck. So either way, let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. And then like I said, I'd love to hear from you guys what you think. I wanted to get this baseline, and I'd like to go out and do it again after we do the electric fans and the intake to kind of see, you know, did it gain anything? Before I do any tuning or anything like that, before I alter anything in the transmission, there will be a little bit of tuning involved when we do the electric fans, because we have to make sure that they turn on. We have to let the computer know that they're there in order to turn them on. But I think that's ultimately the next performance step here. We've still got some, you know, making it look nicer things to do, but ultimately I really wanted to make this video before I did that, just because I love those. I used to, back in the day, look on forums, which are almost a dead thing now, but they would have, guys would come on there and they would have, you know, they took it to the track stock, and then they took it to the track with like a set of gears, and they talked about what kind of difference that made. And then they added like an intake and what kind of difference that made, and then a cam, and then heads, and so on and so forth. And I always thought that was really cool to show a build list and to show people like what each modification did. I mean, was it worth the $800 to buy this part to get this much faster? So I always thought those were cool anyway. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please, like always, go down there and smash that thumbs up button. Guys, if you are not subscribed, you gotta go down there and get subscribed. We got a lot of stuff coming, not only on this truck, but a ton of other stuff in the shop. And stay tuned to see what we work on next.